Hi everyone, this is Ismael, and today I wanted to do a short video on basically the importance of visual art teachers always sketching, drawing, and taking notes, especially when they're thinking of an idea or a possible idea for a lesson or lesson unit or unit plan. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that in a prior video I spoke about the importance of, if you're a visual artist, you should be doing art. And that's crucial for you to really be working consistently, at least. Doesn't mean you have to do it every minute of every day, but you should be working on some type of sketch, drawing, painting, sculpture, whatever it is, the medium that you prefer. But I wanted to touch on two things today, and one was that how important it is to have a sketchbook, regardless of what you do, regardless of what kind of artist you are and what your affinities are as far as mediums and things like that. So today I wanted to show you a little bit of what I have and what I try to carry with me most days of the week as far as material and things like that I carry as an art teacher and as an artist. So right before I talk about how I put a plan together as far as my sketches, so what I try to carry with me is a small case of pencils, and what I try to do is you know, I have a little set here that basically has about 10 pieces of, it has various types of pencils, things like that, charcoal, blending stump, eraser, kneaded eraser, and a, what they call is a, kind of like a woodless pencil as well. Besides that, I always try to have with me a mechanical pencil, and I have a couple actually that I carry with me. If I'm not carrying this as far as drawing materials, I will carry with me my favorite little pouch of more pencils. Plus I have other types of like carbon pencils. I always have a little mini blade to sharpen my pencils, another huge mechanical pencil here at the end, and of course an eraser or a number of different erasers and a number of different types of pencils. You know, besides charcoal, I'll work with pastel and colored pastel at that, and watercolor pencils, things like that. Whatever I feel that day I should have or want to experiment with. The important thing is, besides that, obviously, is sketchbooks, which I have a plethora of different sizes, and there's no excuse. This is my smallest sketchbook so far, and you know, it's great. You can put it in your pocket. And they're wonderful. I get these like a pack, like 3 a pack or 4. You get them in a pack. And you know, I take down notes, and of course, I didn't sketch in this one, in this little one, but I did sketch in this one. And they come in like sandy colored or gray, you know. I think these are made by moleskin. So, and then, you know, again, and I mean everything, you know, here's a bottle that I drew, somebody's face here, and cityscapes, ideas, and just basic observational drawings, things like that. And they're nice because they're easy to carry. Sometimes I forget I have them. they're so small. But then I also have larger sketchbooks and ones that are even bigger than this one here. But going back to the subject of drawing and sketching on a regular basis, you may get ideas for a lesson, and that's what I really want to touch on in this video as much as I can. And like for instance, when I started a lesson for my middle school 6th grade students that dealt with entomology, which is the study of insects and bugs. And what was very interesting about that lesson was that it wasn't an original lesson for me in terms of I didn't create this lesson. I did modify it a great deal. And I knew I was going to eventually teach this lesson. And I had seen a colleague who retired their lesson. And they dealt with a medium called pen and ink, or ink is really the medium, but the bamboo sticks in terms of painting in black and white insects with different textures and so on, which was great. It's a great lesson in itself. However, when I approached this lesson myself, I decided that I really needed to practice not only drawing insects, but really figure out a different medium. One of the reasons for that was that I travel. I don't have necessarily right now an art room. So having wet and liquidy types of mediums are very difficult, especially when you teach 300 kids a week. So what I decided to do was to find a way to transfer or transform the project with a different medium. So I decided to sketch a little bit, which I did, and this is one of the things that I wanted to really show you, where I take a lot of notes. I think about what kind of artist I think I want to profile, or artists, you know, plural. And then of course I do sketches and ideas of what I think some of the pictures should look like for my own practice. And this is crucial. If you're an art teacher, you should be doing the art project. Now, today I actually did do, well, not today, but it took me actually a couple of days, but I did do the actual lesson itself. And I wanted to get an idea of what it would look like in colored pencil. And I was really kind of happy with the results of that. So I'm going to pull out my example here. And it looks like this. So this is the example of what I decided to do. And when I realized how the medium worked, this is on black paper. Colored pencil works beautifully on black paper in terms of the vibrancy of the colors really pop out. But of course, I wasn't an expert at colored pencil, but what I did do was get a lot of practice and experimented with color. One of the key features of really getting the kind of complexity and dexterity in terms of color and all of that was the fact that with colored pencil you have to layer colors one on top of the other. And sometimes you may have to layer 3 to 4 colors to get the kind of effect you're seeking. With plants and flowers and insects, there's such a wide range of colors that you could use. And what I decided to do was my kids use, you know, I provide for my students a lot of references in color, which I had laminated, so I could use them over again, obviously. But it was really a wonderful experience for me because of the outcomes. And the students really had a chance to not only experiment with colored pencil, but also find ways to approach their subject with that medium. Now, it's crucial, I'm sorry, I'm coughing here. It's crucial that you as a visual artist um, make that project your own. Regardless of where you learned this, it could be a project that you've created from, like it's your original idea type of thing, or an idea from someone else that you're modifying and making your own. At the end of the day, it's about making it your own to such a degree where when you're teaching it, you're so familiar and you know the kind of questions you're going to get because you've already done it yourself. And that's really what I wanted to get at, is that you need to be doing this project yourself as an art project. I plan to actually do more of these type of drawings for myself because I enjoyed it so much and I enjoyed the process. Besides the fact that I'm still learning how to, the medium for me has opened kind of a way of seeing things that I'm still kind of learning how to manipulate it in ways that I could create some other types of art for myself that I really enjoy doing. A friend of mine who's a full-time artist gave me a wonderful compliment. He thought that the original drawing that I did, this particular drawing with the butterfly, was a painting. So I'm getting pretty good with it, right? It's only because I'm practicing the medium and I'm trying to really get better at it so I could teach it. Now, regardless of what medium you've chosen, and it could be sculpting, it could be, working with clay or stone, it could be paper, paper sculpting as well, and of course drawing, painting, printmaking. All of those things are important for your own personal practice before you even teach it. And that's really my opinion on that. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on what art teachers specifically should be doing to better enhance their lessons. Nothing beats experience, period. No matter what anybody tells you. You can learn how to do rubrics till you're blue in the face. You can learn how to question students till you're blue in the face. You could do a lot of things until you're blue in the face. But nothing beats just getting your hands dirty and working with a medium and understanding the process of creating a piece of art that you can learn not only for yourself, but now you can teach it. So I hope that helps you a little bit in understanding why it's really crucial. If you're going to pursue this as a career, maybe you're not an art teacher yet, but you're interested, and you have a lot of time right now before you get your degree and before you start working as an art teacher, I would highly recommend you go out there and really create art. Make as much of it and really experiment with charcoal, experiment with paint and acrylic and oil, tempera, whatever medium is available to you. Experiment, with sculpting and clay, play with clay, I'm not big on sculpting, it's not my biggest strength, but I have learned to kind of really look at it as another way to spark some creativity, not only in me, because I have to start somewhere, but then of course transfer that creativity or that desire for creativity to my students. Remember that art education at its best is about helping students see the world differently and uniquely, but also find a voice and an expression that is uniquely their own. The beauty of art in itself is that you don't have to use words to say how you feel and what you're thinking. Some of it can be very abstract. Some of it can be very fine in terms of fine art, like, people in some kind of event or whatever, or portraiture, whatever it is, you know, it does really allow you to think in ways that are uniquely different and wonderful and exciting. And I think for me, you know, art allows you to explore those inner parts of who you are, as well as explore the world that is around you. And I think that's awesome. So please carry your sketchbook or whatever you carry to draw or to do art. And keep your eyes and your mind and your spirit open to learning new things, because art projects, there are many of them, and I know there's some art teachers that don't like to, for some reason, like to share their ideas or whatever. You know, they just feel it's my property, blah 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 blah. You won't see that here in this channel. I think take an idea, whatever that idea, if it's inspired by someone else who did a lesson or something you come up with, create it, come up with a plan, but most of all, do it yourself. Do it first for yourself, and if it's something that really doesn't work for you, then don't teach something that you don't like. Teach something that makes sense to you as a teacher, and first as an artist, then a teacher, but you know, really strive to do something that really speaks to you. And because if it really speaks to you, you will be able to transfer that in your lesson, and your students will see that it matters to you, that it's important. You know, remember one thing about kids, no matter what age they are, K through 12th grade, is that, you know, they know if you really care about what you're doing. So care, you know, be passionate, love what you're doing. If you don't, then being an art teacher is not for you. Maybe you just want to be an artist, and that's fine. You know, I'm still working on that myself, but I do teach, and I am passionate about what I teach, and I love the subject of art. So I think it's really important that you try to do the same. Okay? Try to be practical and practice your work and your ideas on a sketchbook or whatever. Okay? If you like this channel, please subscribe to it, and if you like more videos like this, I'm hoping not in the near future to do more videos that will show more artwork and student work, and hopefully do more or less talking heads type of videos. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I should keep this type of format or if I should change it, and if you have ideas on how I can make it better, I would really appreciate that. So subscribe to this channel. Of course, if you want to sponsor me through Patreon, please do. Put a like if you like this video, and I hope to see you soon. Alright, so take care, and remember, art can change the world, and you need to be doing art. Take care.